And welcome here to the Peach State Basketball Real Deal in the Ville. Marcus Burnett joined by Chris Watkins, as we've got a nice matchup featuring Team Takeover versus SME, also known as Southern Mississippi Elite. Chris, when you talk about these two programs, even though you got individual pieces that we'll be able to recognize throughout this game, you hear those two squads, you know you're in for a treat. Takeover versus SME.
Seeing great things out of both these teams here so far, on the circuit season. Both of them obviously big supporters of what we do here at Peach State Basketball for this very reason right here. You get the broadcast on Prospects Nation TV, powered by SUV TV. Huge matchup. We got Maryland on the baseline. I have almost 70 schools that have been through so far today, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger over the next 4 days.
Both teams coming with multiple contingents in different age groups. Takeover looking to work it inside. The cut, the pass, and the floater's good to go there by number 23. That's Michaela Pippin. Pippin makes it a 3-2 ball game. SME with it. Knocked away temporarily, but SME, they retain possession and avoid the backcourt violation there. That was almost a close one. Number 3, guarding number 3, that's Talia Dixon on the defensive end. Now she switched onto another defender. Tough shot, won't go. Rebound snatched out of there by number 5, that's Melbourne Parham. Pass ahead, sneaking behind the defense and getting the easy finish on the inside. That's number 34, Kate Klimkowicz. So Klimkowicz makes it a 4-3 ball game.
See, Takeover's doing a really good job trying to push the transition here. It looks like they're going to run on every possession here on out throughout the day.
Not taking them long to get off to the races at all.
Let's go.
SME will bring it across. Have a foul on the play. Takeover's ball there along the sideline. SME's ball there along the sideline. Another foul on Takeover, much to the chagrin of both coach and players. And also that bucket, number 23 is Raina Barber. Just been given the adjustments in our roster book. So number 23 is Raina Barber for Team Takeover. Number 10 is Michaela Pippin. So it was Barber that knocked down that floater just a couple minutes ago. Stop and pop, that's a contested shot. Working hard on the offensive glass is number 4 there for SME. And is Mariah Hurst. Looked like a pretty clean block up top. Think Klimkowicz got her with the body. First free throw's knocked down. Hopefully that'll tie us up at 4-piece. 12 minutes, 39 seconds left to play here in the first half. Count the second free throw as well. So 5-4, and I think in a game like this, Chris, obviously both teams coming out with good energy. It's nothing like being able to go to the free throw line, get a couple buckets early while both teams are still settling in.
Great offensive players. They always need to see it go in. You see number 3 right there for Team Takeover. Talia Dixon, a 5'10 guard out of 2018. But it's all about seeing the basketball go in. Then the nerves slow down a little bit. It's all about getting those baskets. That's why you see great players in the NBA. They always try to get fouled and get to the free throw line. Reggie Miller was great at that. He missed a couple shots. He's going to make sure he's going to get those easy, too.
Agreed. Too easy is what they're yelling from the Takeover sideline. That's an easy deuce to make it 7-6. Strong move on the inside. Weight room finish. It's number 10. That's Michaela Pippin. Pippin makes it 8-7.
Really like the energy Pippin's brought out here on both ends of the floor early in the game. Made a couple baskets early, doing a good job on the defensive end. You see her secure that rebound right there.
And one dynamic I'm interested in seeing is, Coach Burnell Wesco's team always play very solid, but it's going to be tough to be able to contend with a player the size of Pippen on the inside. From a height standpoint, nobody really there contesting her on the SME side, and even though they will play physical, hard-nosed defense, as you saw on that last play, Pippen really doesn't mind contact.
Yeah, and definitely what I've noticed about Pippen here on that last possession, although it was a foul on the baseline, she's showing that confidence. Be able to put it on the floor, so obviously not limiting herself. Being young, 2018, has shown a number of things so far today. Standing at 6'2", has a chance to kind of do something special.
Score is now 7-10 after that trip to the line. Now Pippen out there defending the smaller Ulmer. Now it's up to the top of the key. SME showing some patience here. Just as I said that, they hoisted a three. That was just in and out. Offensive rebound, and the second chance no good. Pippen with the rebound, pulls it out of there. She's looking to push. She'll kick it out. That'll be a 2 if it goes. Won't go. Spinning, unable to finish though there was Rankin as we've got back and forth going.
Yeah, it was one of those. You hit Rankin. If you weren't going to be able to get a good look, you'd want her to pull it out. That's something I'm sure Coach is going to be able to go back and watch here on film, talk about tonight before they get ready to play tomorrow.
Talk about that right there. You see the three-pointer being knocked down there by the southpaw. I believe that was, number 11. That was Jakia Brown-Turner with the three ball. Now it's a 6-point advantage for Team Takeover. 9 minutes, 27 seconds and counting here in the first half. That one's all net, but not the way you want it to be. It's short, but it will stay with SME. Haven't seen a ton of three balls falling here in this one, Chris, but let's take a look at our ProspectsNationTV.com instant replay. You see Pippen drawing that attention on the inside, kicking it out. It always looks better coming from the hands of a lefty. String music there by Jakia Brown-Turner.
It's like an old Kareem Rush throwback for those of you that remember the project out of Mizzou and spent a number of years in the NBA with the Lakers.
That was a very talented Missouri team, man. Kareem Rush, Ricky Paulding. You had the big fella, was it Maurice Johnson?
Yes.
That was a very talented team under Quinn Snyder and those guys. Willing and dealing on the inside, unable to get the shot to go. SME bringing it the other way. 14-7 is your score. Getting the step, but running into some orange reinforcements on the inside. Able to get the block initially and wrestle it out of there is number 33. That's Lauren Ebo. That one's going to be thrown out of bounds. I like this game, Chris. It hasn't been a bunch of points being put on the board by both sides, but I'd say with 8 minutes, 32 seconds left to play in the first half, both of them getting a little bit more comfortable on the offensive end. But when you're running the two well-coached teams that play hard, there's going to be a little bit of a stalemate at different times throughout the game, but so far, Takeover with the upper hand.
A lot of games like this you see, and we saw some of this yesterday, on the SUV TV broadcast, as we see Turner there knocking down again in 2019. But you see the offense really start to pick up in the second half. Once they're comfortable, they got their legs up under them. They're used to the college coaches on the baseline. As much as these players, whether it's on the EYBL or whether it's at our tournaments and other tournaments throughout the country, a lot of times you still see that nervousness when those coaches are out there.
Some say if there isn't a certain level of nervousness or, anxiety, a good anxiety, you got to check your pulse. It's nothing like great moments, being able to be on big-time stages. Good competition always brings that out of you. It's not the presence of the nerves that causes you to fail. It's how you respond to it. So I think it's great for these coaches to be able to come and see different game settings, see iron go against iron. The players get better, they get noticed, and the coaches are able to take advantage of a rolling, a Rolodex or Not sure exactly the word I'm looking for, but you get it, man. A smorgasbord of talent here throughout the PSB slate.
Definitely, you know, in and out, no matter what term it is, they're always going to be packed. Always glad we see the familiar faces come back. Team Takeover, you know, they're here every year. We see SME at a number of tournaments throughout the year, and now we get to match them up here on the broadcast powered by SUV TV.
One of the things that's impressive with Team Takeover is that I think it's tough to be able to have the tradition and the reputation that they have on the boys basketball side, but then for them to come over here on the girls side as well and create the same type of winning tradition and program as we see the nice and one finish there off the window. I think it says a lot about the Takeover program to do it well on both sides of the coin in terms of boys and girls hoops.
You know, it's just about the organization as a whole is what you're saying. It's both boys and girls, and the fact that it's hard to see that on both. You don't see that very often, especially at the high caliber level. You might see it at a local team, but I mean the fact that they do it at the level at which they do it.
Yeah. 19-7 is your score. 12-point advantage for Takeover. Takeover coached by Michael Coughlin. SME coached by Burnell Wesco. SME moving the ball around. I think you've seen it's been good defense on both sides. Takeover obviously having more success early on, but I think Takeover's done a great job of really making SME probe the defense. They require 5 or 6 passes just to get anywhere on the offensive side, and when they do get a step, they really had reinforcements there in a timely manner every play.
Takeover's got great length, even at the guard position. You know, that's making it difficult for SME to get in the paint. You know, early in the game, Rankin was getting into the paint out of Faith Academy. She did a real good job, left-handed guard. Want to see her maybe get in, then drop it off to a post player. While we get a chance right now, for those of you watching the broadcast, be sure you join the conversation on social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, hashtag PSB Real Deal. Have tons of content coming from you, whether it's the broadcast here. We have new, stories on ProspectsNation.com. Be sure to follow at SUVTV. Also producing great content, a number of videos that they brought to the table now here as well that you can see those on Instagram.
Got all different flavors of content. Got the short clips and recaps you've been able to provide via Prospects Nation TV on Twitter, Instagram, things of that nature. And then, of course, you got your full game archives here. So different content regardless of what your time span is. SME looking to go inside like you recommended a couple plays ago. Missed the first attempt, and that one goes out of bounds off of their hands. But if you're Coach Wesco, you wanted the outcome to be a made basket, but there they missed the shot. They were right there in a position to get the offensive putback. Just got to, try to do it a little bit too quickly and lost it out of bounds. But that's still progress if you're SME. Unfortunately for them, the train isn't stopping on the Takeover side.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you want to see, You want to get the one look to get the ball rolling in the right direction. That's all it's going to take to go on a run. Obviously, we mentioned earlier in the game, maybe get to the free throw line. And then just like yesterday's broadcast, it's all going to start with defensive stops. So you got to get a basket and a stop. You can't exchange baskets.
Yep. Now it's a 12-point deficit just over the 5-minute mark. They'll take a three-pointer, and that one's off the mark. SME will still look to work it inside, take advantage of the quick guards they have and being able to dish it once they get in or finish. But I think they're going to need a couple 3 balls in order to really be able to shift the momentum a little bit. It's such a great equalizer or a leveler of the playing field. If you're down a little bit, you can be surprised the energy that those threes will give you. Risk reward of that is they can also lead to some fast breaks on the other end, and they don't really have a bunch of points to spare.
Actually had a conversation with one of our lead skills trainers at our Team EBA events, whether it's Super 64 or Fab 5, Christian Simmons. You can follow him on Twitter at WeWorkHoops. But we were talking about those changes in the game. And when you hear somebody yell, "Let's go," you always hear that after a three because you hope a run's coming. Yep. And I wouldn't be surprised if you hear that from SME if they start to go on a little bit of a run here.
They've got 4 minutes, 35 seconds to work with here in the first half. That ball goes out of bounds off that corner. Substitution coming into the game for SME, number 20, Renisha Gunn, and also number 25, Azaria McGee. Trying to work it inside. Pass is going to be a little bit too tall for Ebo. Turned over to SME. They can't hold on to it, so it will stick with Takeover. So still 21-9, 4 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first half.
Good hustle, yo! Get back! Going straight up!
Unable to get the initial attempt, but it'll be a trip to the line here for McGee. McGee just checked into the game a possession or two ago. Here she's getting a trip to the charity stripe. Three minutes, 57 seconds remaining on the clock here in the first half. If you're SME, you've got to be able to take advantage of these freebies.
And what's making it difficult for them is that Team Takeover just keeps throwing bodies at them on the interiors. You see Pippin step back in the game right now after making an impact there earlier. That's energy that they're providing, so you don't get players that are getting tired out there, and they're really getting into the legs of the SME players here early in the first half.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. You got to run the court and be able to contend with the physical presence of a Pippin, then an Ebo. Now they're working it inside to Melbourne Parham. But SME, if it's any program that's willing to take on the task, they are. They play nice defense there on that play, get the steal. Here's McGee. She'll kick it back out. It's a 10-point game. Crossing over, good look. String music on the inside there. That's Talia. Oh, that's Lakira Hughes with a nice bucket there for SME. Got to give SME credit, Chris. They've shown composure. They haven't really compounded the good play that Takeover has made by panicking and trying to get it all back at once. Here they get back-to-back possessions where they steal the ball, and we'll see if they can sandwich that with a bucket here on the offensive end.
That's one of the things, you know, the SME's coach is running his mind. Is Coach Westco what he's doing. You start in your mind, you're thinking, okay, we get a bucket here, that puts us down by this. If we get a bucket here, get a stop. And before you know, you've already cut into the lead. You want to get it under 10. You know, it's already there. I mean, it's at 8. Earlier they were down by 11. But you want to try to get this to 5 or 6 going in the half if you can.
We got the and one there. Takeover is bended but hasn't broken when it comes to letting them get back into the game. As you can see them pushing here. You see Pippin running, calling for it. She got a hand on it, but able to pick up the pieces. Power dribble, eating the contact, and one on the inside there. That's number 21, Morgan Jacobs.
Get back!
Free throws missed. Drop off to McGee. McGee can't get the layup to go. Tipped out of there. And Takeover has it. Get it up to the top of the key. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of a 2-3 zone look here by SME. Trying to shoot them out of it there. That three-pointer's off the mark. Again, working hard on the inside. It's Melbourne Parham. She will go to the line. First free throw is good. Makes it 24-13, 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Offensive rebound by Takeover creates another opportunity. Mid-range jumper, it's money. Number 1, Jakayla Brown. Brown makes it 26-13. Here comes the screen. Dixon Rankin tries to float that one up. It's no good. Good work on the offensive glass by SME, but they can't hold on to it. Getting behind the defense is Brown. Keeps that pivot foot there and gets fouled. So Jacayla Brown out of St. Mary's Riken. They're in La Plata, Maryland. La Plata, Maryland native headed to the line. First free throws off the mark.
Orange, what do you have? What do
1
you
minute,
have?
33 seconds remaining here in the first half. Offensive rebounds, not something you can give up if you're SME. Luckily for them, they don't take advantage of it, so they come the other way. Pulling, trying to get the roll, no good. Rebound snatched out of there by Melbourne Parham. It's tough, Chris. It's taking such a toll to keep this 10, 11, 13-point deficit from getting into the high teens. You wonder if SME is going to have enough in the tank to not only be able to, contain the deficit, but be able to get over the hump at some point.
One of the obvious disadvantages falling behind early is that you're behind, but it's then you spend all that energy trying to get caught up. So then by the time you get caught up, it's almost too late, and you don't have that extra energy to get over the top at the end of a game.
Case in point there with that play. She's been playing hard all game. Lakira Hughes, she gets the steal, drives all the way to the other end, has it stolen away, and then it's a layup on the other end. So you look at the energy that it took to get the steal, to push it, then trying to get back on defense just to see the layup scored. It can definitely be a battle of attrition. My SME's going to stick in it. I look at one of our flashbacks earlier in the travel season where they came back. I can't remember exactly who the team was, but it was the same. It was the instant replay game where we had to watch the instant replay to see whether the shot made it in time, and it was a come from behind win in OT. It even had Coach Bordenell Wesco doing the fist pump on the sideline.
It was Tennessee Extreme. It was versus one of the Tennessee Extreme teams
Okay.
that happened.
That's an archive you definitely want to check out when you get some extra time. Right now, I'm sure you're wrapped into this one, as we all are, still unable to get it to fall. And that is going to do it. That's going to send us to halftime. Marcus Burnett, joined by Chris Watkins, will be back after this halftime break. second half is underway. Marcus Burnett here at the PSB Real Deal in the Ville. Ville meaning the Nashville area. We're here just, you could say just northeast of that, here in Lebanon, Tennessee. Matchup between SME and Team Takeover. It's Takeover with the upper hand. They currently have a 15-point advantage here so far in this one. SME, a battle-tested program with a very solid head coach, so this is going to be one that you definitely want to keep your eyes on throughout. Hesitating and exploding. Can't get the shot to go off the window. SME with the rebound, and we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow looks like it will keep it with Takeover. Got the pleasure of being joined on the microphone by Brandon Clay. Brandon, two programs that are no stranger to the PSB family. You always know there's a good matchup when both of them are mentioned. Your thoughts sitting courtside at this one?
Well, obviously Takeover's size, even on the wing, they're big. Big on the wing and then also on the interior. And they've been able to utilize that to their advantage so far. SME continuing to try to fight and try to make some plays, but down a couple of players, a couple of scorers at that. With a kid like Lauren Sheriff not being here in attendance, and a couple of kids in that regard with their older group, and then also, with the younger group, some kids that normally get some run, kind of going both ways. Definitely got to continue to score the basketball. Millinghouse, some of those different kids that you normally count on to score it, haven't been available so far.
They get the offensive rebound there. They try the three ball. They're going to have a couple of those fall to get back in this one. Takeover rebound again and bringing it the other way. We have an accessory on the floor, so we'll take a brief timeout. Coach Burnell Wesco with the trot out there. Teamwork making the dream work. Team Takeover's ball there along the sideline.
Well, and I like what Takeover has done here so far. Look to really feed the interior, work against the zone, and then also be able to stretch it right on cue with the jumper there from Brown Turner.
Had a three-pointer there in the first half. Gets her second one of the game here in the second half. Makes it a 31-14 ball game.
Well, you know what I think the most unique part about Real Deal on the first day on July 8th is, Marcus? We're able to showcase some of the young talent, like this. When you look at, some of the players that have come through here, Darby Forsman that we'll see in the next game, for the Gym Rats actually walking there along the baseline in the gray shirt going to Indiana. She played in this event, 3 years ago as an underclassman. So you're watching the future of Peach State basketball, the future of this specific event, get a chance to play, and they're playing in front of St. John's and Michigan and Georgetown, Northwestern, Maryland, Ohio State, some of the best and most prestigious schools and programs in the country.
It's just a great, melting pot of talent, but also the coaches involved. Obviously, being based in the Atlanta area, strong area for basketball, you're able to see a ton of talent. But what does it mean to be able to have this type of event in a hotbed for girls basketball talent here in Middle Tennessee?
Well, no question. I think when you look at, with the success of the state, whether it's Alexa Middleton, Emily Eubank, Shelby Davenport, all who've gone on to play collegiately, all who've come through the Elite Basketball Academy pipeline, the CoachHemi.com workouts that are held both spring and fall, covered by the SUV TV. So many different things going on day in and day out here. It's a true joy to come and be a part, not to mention just spoke with head coach John Wild here at Wilson Central. They'll be having the high school jamboree and the play that he made so successful years ago at Riverdale, be hosting that here next year in the wintertime as well. So always 6 or 7 quality events, and we're just glad to be one of them on the list here in the middle part of the state.
Two quality teams going at it. Takeover had Uncle Mo on their side for most of the game. That three-pointer won't fall. Rebound brought down by Lauren Ebo.
Well, and there's an example of the size, I think. Is Ebo right there. SME kids draped all over, and it doesn't matter. She still is able to go up, make a play, and make something positive happen.
Take a look at one of our Prospects Nation TV instant replays.
Well, you see the good ball movement. We talked about the zone. They take away the high-low, late on the closeout, hand down, man down, Brown, Turner for 3.
We've got 13 minutes, 49 seconds left to play here in the second half, so still plenty of time for a comeback to happen. And Chris Watkins and I were talking about some of the Prospects Nation TV flashbacks. It was a very big SME game where they came back and won in overtime. I believe it was the PSB Spring Showdown, one of our classics, man.
No, I remember that. Well, and, you know, the coolest thing about club basketball in general, as you see the long shot there for Takeover drop, is you're getting to watch kids maybe do some things differently than they do in the summer. I know, you know, looking across the way over there at EOTO, and India Banks has been a stock riser today, you know, with Auburn on hand, Florida on hand. All of a sudden now she's generating and drawing interest. So, you know, any chance you have this stage, Brianna Locke from EOTO in a 30-point loss the other day added 2 scholarship offers. So you always want to take advantage, whether you're up 20, down 20, up 2, down 2, finding a way to be able to take full advantage of the opportunity given at a given time.
Kate Klimko is taking advantage of the layup drill on the other end, makes it 37-14. And Brandon, some of the players you mentioned, it's fun to be able to see them in this travel ball setting, but also when you look at the EBA camps and seeing them get better through skills, drills, and those camp games, then to see it on this stage, it's fun to watch those different settings for players.
No question, and even at the high school level, you see another 3 Takeover out here raining and really on the roll. But, you know, whether it's the Elite Basketball Academy camps, the opportunity for skill instruction. I know Burnell Wesco has sent multiple kids down. Ron James, the director of Team Takeover, has sent his daughter Raven down. She's committed to Villanova. She's been a part of EBA camps in the past. So great talent from both of these programs have taken an opportunity. Terrell and Alma being one with the bank 3 there. That's a former EBA camper.
Much needed 3-point score there, just over the 12-minute mark. Takeover getting it right into the heart of the defense. First shot's no good. Strong rebound there in the traffic by number 4, Mariah Hurst. Here's Ulmer.
One like we talked about, you know, score notwithstanding, hey, you can put 0-0 on the board or 100-0. These college coaches aren't worried about that. They're worried about who's going to compete, who's able to make plays. As you see Ulmer there on one leg, kind of get caught there on the baseline. But who can make plays and make positive things happen? And right now, that's been, you know, Kate from Paul 6. I had the chance to watch her a little bit during the school season. Size, skill, and a really good player on a really good high school team. We talked about those evals being important. I was at the She Got Game event in December and really liked her game, and she's doing the same thing here with Takeover right now.
Long rebound brought down by SME and going to be fouled on the play. Slight trip up. Be sure to stick with us as SME will grace Prospects Nation TV with their presence again in the next game. It'll be their black contingent taking on the Indy Lady Gym Rats. Whom Brandon talked about earlier with Darby Forsman and company.
Well, that's a good team, man. Had the opportunity to watch them play a little earlier. Saw them at Cincinnati, the tail end of May at JB Bethea's event. Definitely want to shout out JB. There'll be a summer invitational 23 through 25, as will the Gym Rats. So plenty of talent here really throughout the course of the weekend, man. I'm excited about it. Just got a peek at the 10th through the 12th slate. Built the schedule out, but honestly didn't take time to break down the matchups that we've got. Marcus, it's here, man.
L Heat?
L Heat, man. La Heat, L Heat, the Heat, whatever you want to say, man.
It'll be a trip to the free throw line here for Ulmer. Ulmer at the free throw line.
Hey, get this on.
She's not shooting.
42-17. So it's going to be SME's ball there along the baseline. it'll be Ulmer inbounding.
Communicate. Morgan. Pip. Who's there? You guys gotta communicate, yo.
They get it up top.
Pip.
Obviously, a lot of talented players here in this event, Brandon, but the coaches, all of the good coaches at least, they're out here for the kids and maximizing their potential, maximizing the stage that they have. But it's nice for us to, from the outside looking in, recognize them for what we see them doing with their respective programs. You look at, Coach Coughlin here for Team Takeover, but specifically Burnell Wesco and also Danny Riego of the Lady Gym Rats, who you mentioned.
No question. Well, then, anytime you have the opportunity to coach these young women, it's about longevity. Whether it's Burnell Wesco with Krista Reed, who's now at Vanderbilt, Tierra Griffin, who's at Georgia. There's a legacy there. And then you're watching what's happening now with Takeover. And I remember Ron James, before he was with Takeover as a program director, obviously has gone and gotten great coaches like Coach Coughlin to come, buy in, and be a part of what they're doing.
This Team Takeover squad in good shape here in this one.
Oh, nice steal there.
Stop, pop, just short. Rebound pulled out of there by number 21, that's Jacobs.
Well, and they've struggled, SME has, to make those open shots. Takeover has not, before I can even get it out, right? Takeover in the second half. They've hit the 15-footer. They've hit the open three. SME's gotten some of the same looks. They just haven't been able to convert, and honestly, that's been the difference in the game up to this point.
And not to mention, sometimes you can expect a certain amount of offensive rebounds to get another crack at it and follow up, but there's been no soup as far as that's concerned when you look at Takeover in that size.
Well, and I think, if you're SME, that's something you got to understand coming into the game. We are at a size disadvantage. That's just something we got to deal with, so we've got to make open first shots. There aren't going to be a lot of second shot opportunities, so that's not something that we can count on from a production standpoint. We've got to find ways to create and then find ways to make, after creation, those first shots.
9 minutes, 24 seconds left to play here in the second half. Picking up that pivot foot there was Pippen.
And Jacobs gets it waved off, but they just had another three-pointer there. Like I said, it doesn't count, but they've been on fire here in the second half from outside with their feet set. They're knocking everything down.
That was very avid or eager to set that screen there, maybe a little bit too much. So
hit him with that Young Joe shoulder lean.
The ball back over to Takeover. Way behind the defense. Good recovery there by Henry as she swats that one. Here's Hughes. Hughes going to sleep well tonight. She's been up and down this floor, really trying to give her team a shot to stick in, stay in the hunt. So we're going to have a foul on the floor. Coach Wesco gets ready to make a substitution. He'll bring in Hughes. They'll bring in Killian Rankin. It'll be Rankin checking back in, the Faith Academy attendee.
Thought Rankin did some good things inside of their first game. Was able to do some of what we talked about, the shot creation, knock down a couple of shots. And just like I said, at the end of the day for SME in this particular matchup, they just haven't been able to score enough. You hold Team Takeover to 44, just under the 10-minute mark, but you're feeling pretty good about that. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to score the basketball.
Yeah. Rankin brings it across. Jacayla Brown set to check in for Team Takeover after the next dead ball. Ulmer up top.
Well, Ulmer's been a place that they were able to go a minute ago, get a shot. Good defense there. And that's, credit to the Team Takeover's defense there. As you see Monet Green get involved and really hound the ball handler. But they've been willing to all game long play basketball in the half court and defend in the half court. And they've made it hard for SME.
Yeah.
We talk about not making shots. There haven't been an overabundance of clean shot opportunities missed. They just have made it tough. As you see a tough shot there, they've done that. They've bodied up in the half court all game long.
Yeah, they might see the color orange at the team hotel later tonight, man. Just blurs of orange. Been great team defense by Takeover so far. EOTO and Flight in a tight contest.
A battle over there, right?
39-41 with 26 seconds remaining in the game.
Well, it's always great when you get, quality matchups and, teams able to score. I'm really high on that EOTO White team over there. All Alabama as well. Both of those teams, 8th grade teams, but capable of playing with just about anybody that we've thrown their way over the past 3 days between PSB Summer Kickoff and here at Real Deal. The White team, EOTO that is, will be with us for the duration of the week. And, we'll get a couple of high school matchups because of the success they've had so far.
Mentioned Coach Riego, Coach Coughlin, Coach Wesco, Coach Ken Huffman over there with EOTO. Definitely worth mentioning as well.
Done a fantastic job, and so is Brandy Stallings and Brent Stallings with Tennessee Flight Select. Both of those programs, members of the hashtag PSB family, first class, and, just continuing to teach their kids and build it. And you see, Flight Select was one of the better 7th grade groups that I've seen, giving this EOTO White group a run for their money there across the way.
Kick it out for the jumper. They're just outside the elbow. Shooting practice here for Morgan Jacobs and Takeover.
And Jacobs has really shot the basketball well. And again, Takeover's defensive pressure forcing SME into a turnover.
7:37 on the clock. Offensive rebound, it's no good. Playing volleyball on the inside and finishing. Melbourne Parham.
Well, like we talked about, that's a great finish. Let me start there with the good hands to corral the rebound. But just the size of Melbourne Parham to be able to get in there, get a hand on the basketball, and then make a play. Good move.
Lakira Hughes. Play hard all game, gets that one to fall.
Well, like I said, definitely hasn't been a lack of effort, from SME. It's been, a combination, Jacobs, a combination of execution from Takeover and then just defensive ball pressure on the other end, making life hard for SME. And even that shot right there from Hughes, was someone she had to work to get that shot. They just have not had the clean looks that you're seeing Takeover get on the other end of the basketball floor. Case in point.
Swatted by Brown.
Now that's good defense right there, though, to not give up on that play, come back and get back into the play there for Harvey. That's great effort. And if you're Burnell Wesco, that's encouraging as you get ready to, try to enter tomorrow's play. Come off of today, what can we learn? What can we do better? You know what, hey, we were in a position where we were down a bunch, but we still were able to make some plays defensively and be able to get our hands on basketballs, 50-50 balls. We're working. 2 kids on the floor, 2 bodies on the floor. You got to love that, going both ways, both Coughlin and Wesco.
Couldn't agree more, 6:25 remaining. Now they work it inside.
Oh, great move, great footwork there. Show, get her, and try to finish. I like what Melbourne Parham is bringing to the table here right now.
Good on the first free throw. And you look at the size of this team, you have to remind yourself that it's their sophomore squad. First free throw is good. Here's the second. Counted as well. Checking back into the game, Lauren Ebo. As you look over on court 2, you got PSB staff Jasmine Jenkins The Vanderbilt attendee, you mentioned the OTO. Look what she's over there doing, Brandon.
Well, and you know what? It's interesting in a lot of ways. She is really the signature alum for EOTO in terms of what she brings to the table. You know, really was the first kid to go to a Power 5 school from that program. You see her over there giving instruction, really working with the youth. That's one of the reasons why we have Jazz on staff. Vanderbilt's only about 30 minutes from here. She's over here all weekend long helping us out, and an opportunity to work. You see just the instruction working with Sean Wright and the Black. His daughter Raven plays at North Alabama, also came through the EOTO program. So alums giving back to the new blood. It's awesome. And you see her, hey, come on, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Using her body, positioning angles, how to get yourself open. Jenkins, such a student of the game, and we expect big things from her next year inside the SEC.
Full circle there. Instruction being given on court 2. Meanwhile, here on court 1, Takeover in the driver's seat in this one. SME continuing to play hard. Like you mentioned, coaches are watching, able to see how these players respond to different game situations. Nothing to hang your hat about if you're SME. They working inside the Ebo. She'll kick it out. Shots have been falling. Why would that one from Jacayla Brown be any different?
It's not going to be. And she's got good length on the perimeter. You saw the block there a minute ago on the defensive closeout. You know, reason for these college coaches to be excited about her definitely going forward.
Lord, step forward. Good JK, just sit. Lord, ready to step. Shaquille,
Little high ball screen action here.
Lord.
Oh, missed it. Had a kick out there for a 3, and one of the few easy shots they would have had all day. Didn't get the kick there, but you know, I like the high screen action to give them kind of a different feel and a different flow there, and they got what they wanted off of it, which was a nice little hit there on the roll. Forces the defense to collapse in the lane, Marcus. Now you want to look for that pitch out for the three-pointer, and then you got to knock it down.
Second free throw, bounces around and stays down there for
Head up. Hey,
Rankin.
Nice pull-up. Yep, right on cue. That thing was smooth coming out of Brown's Turner's hands. They've got real weapons, Marcus. I think that's been the biggest thing as I look at, okay, you know, what have I seen tonight from Takeover? I've seen the fact that they've got multiple people who are able to make a shot at any given moment. In addition to the defense and the half-court stuff, they've been more than willing and able to be able to make plays on the offensive end by knocking down the open jumper. And with their length and athleticism, that's a tough combination.
Yeah, man, take over. The break's over.
That was nice.
They find on the inbounds play.
Oh, nice finish, man.
Jewel Porter.
Jewel Porter too strong for y'all.
dig in, yo.
Porter gets the bucket with 3:40 and counting left to play here in the game.
Got to have a little fun. Let's see what they do with this high screen and roll set. Now, the key to that high screen and roll, and Jonathan Hemingway with CoachHemmy.com will tell you, Marcus, the high screen and roll is only as good as the person who has the basketball utilizing the screen. What that means is if all you can do is get downhill, but you're not so elite getting downhill that you can overcome the fact that you can't hit the jumper, well, now the defense can either switch it, they can play it flat with the post helping low, or they can send the guard underneath low, all of which are designed to make you hit a shot that you can't hit. So they win. So you've got to be able to knock down the three, and you have to be able to get all the way to the rim, make the right read, and make a play.
Good, you. Head up, head up.
Shots off the mark. Take over with the rebound. We are under the 3-minute mark.
Oh, nice show.
Indy Lady Gym Rats to our right. SME Black to our left. Stretching, getting warmed up for our nightcap. That'll take place in just a few minutes.
Definitely what I've been waiting for. I'm really excited. Just about the entire event. Session 1, obviously, that we'll get going again tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. We'll have multiple SUV TV broadcasts. Prospects Nation. So much going on, obviously, in that space. But 2, honestly, for Real Deal Session 2. They get started Friday through Sunday. You got Ty Harris in the Elite 100. has played her way into the top 25 in the country. Stephanie Paul out of Florida, who played her way into the top 50 with her performance at the PSB Mayday. So a lot of great talent in 16, 17, and 18. Looking forward to covering it all right here.
Felder at the free throw line. Splashes that one through.
Hey, box the body. Box the body. Up the line.
Second one on the way. That one's good as well.
Hey, Lauren. Hey, press break. Press break. JK.
Substitution checking into the game for SME is Abby Ruffin.
Lauren, start back. Lauren, start back. Middle, Lauren. Dribble the ball, Shaquille.
Say girls basketball here in Lebanon should be fun to watch over the next couple years. You talk about what Coach Wild is doing here at Wilson Central, and then Corey Barrett over there at Lebanon.
Wild's done a great job. I was talking with him a little bit earlier. He's got, 2016 guard Kendall Spray, was a EBA Super 64 camper back in June. Then he's also got Addison Bird in 2017 that can shoot the basketball. Some multiple guards that can put the ball in the hole for John Wild and Glazner and the crew here at Wilson Central. And then, as he would say, just up 840, Brandon. Got Corey Barrett taking over that Lebanon program, and he'll do an outstanding job as well. He actually came in behind Wild at Riverdale and won a national title after Wild went to go coach at Lipscomb the other way around 840. So a lot of quality coaching here in this area. The kids get skilled up at an early age, and they play against great competition too.
Palmer with it. Felder creates some space. Can't get the shot to go. Continuing to work hard on the inside there is Arya McGee. One of the few times I've said this all game, Brown Turner with the miss.
Hey, she's done a great job, the lefty, of getting downhill, like I talked about, not using the pick and roll so much, but just getting downhill to be able to make plays and be able to do positive things on the offensive end because she's willing to attack the lane, and then obviously the smooth jumper as well. Hey, I like Felder. Felder's got a trigger. She's out here trying to make this thing happen, man.
Yeah.
Oh, nice pass ahead. Unselfish pass ahead there.
We approach the final minute.
Well, and if you're Takeover, as you get ready to roll into the rest of July, this is their first day on the circuit. They didn't play anywhere before they came here. You've got to feel good about the performance that you put on here, setting the tone in front of major colleges and universities. It's rare for sophomore and freshman teams to get the type of opportunities, looks, and exposure that these kids have gotten tonight here at PSB Real Deal.
Still attacking. Strong take there by Homer. Should go to the line.
Running clock situation there as we get late into this game and get ready for the next one.
Be sure to stick with us for the next matchup. As we mentioned, Lady Gym Rats versus SME. And in case
please do. I got some stories, man. I got stories about these kids, man. It could be 100-0, 100-1. I got a story to tell.
You heard it there. Got to be there for that one. And then if you missed the PSB Summer Kickoff archives, you can check those out there on Prospects Nation TV as well. I'm Marcus Burnett with Brandon Clay signing off. Don't go anywhere. More PSB Real Deal in the Ville coming up.